Yo, we are back. We are back. Coach's Corner is back. Player Profiles is back. Me and Pabs in the house.
Sir.
Pabs.
What's up with you, bro? How you doing?
I think we had the first Coach's Corner, man. We started the first Coach's Corner on the show. Keep it rolling. First one this year. This is going to come up on YouTube. This is the only one you can get on YouTube. The rest of them are going to be on Patreon. So make sure y'all go. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw the info up on the thing for you to see.
And we charging 50K per episode. Nah,
especially the Boumtje-Boumtje episode.
Hell yeah.
Nah, all free. The Patreon is free. Patreon is free. Most of the player profiles will be free on the Patreon. We will have a couple that are premium only, taking care of the premium subscribers there. But it's also really good information on a lot of guys that Duke fans are excited about seeing. But we're definitely gonna have a lot of them are going to be available for free, obviously on the Patreon as well. But let's get right to it, man. We got a bunch of newcomers this year, a bunch of guys to talk about. The guys we're going to focus on today. Let me get I got to get my banners right. The guys we're going to focus on today, we got Nick Arnold, Jacob Theodosiou, and then Max Meyer. I think that's the one. The biggest one we'll talk about is Max, literally and figuratively. But first one we're going to talk about Pabs. And it's gonna be brief with Jake and Nick. Sorry, I even spelled Jacob's name wrong. I gotta fix that joint. But Nick Arnold Pabs came out of we'll start with him right off the bat. Came out of Davidson Day in North Carolina. And I gotta pull up my why is this not working? Sorry. There.
I'm not gonna front. I'm not familiar with his game.
All good. Look, man, like this guy is a practice player. Some of these guys, they're there to help bring that average up, the GPA average, all the other things that the NCAA likes to see. I'm not talking bad about the kid or anything. It's just he's not a Duke to take anybody's minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's Max Meyer.
Yeah.
I'm sharing the wrong one. Let me see. Does it say you see the one that says Nick Arnold?
No.
Still
says
Maxime
Meyer.
All right. See, this is what the first one we gotta get it right. This is the first one. We'll have everything ironed out by the time it gets to the next one. Where's my Nick Arnold page? There we go. There it is. Nick Arnold, 5'11" point guard out of Davidson Day, walk on, known to be a scrappy player. He played at Lake Norman before he played at Davidson Day. Fun fact: he lost to Isaiah Evans in the state finals in 2024. We used that game to scout Isaiah Evans on the player profiles. When we were doing his player profile when he first came to Duke. Never really noticed. Nick Arnold didn't do a lot that game anyway. Didn't really notice him a lot. He played for Lake Norman back then. They have a decent team down there in North Carolina. Folks down in North Carolina, y'all know who he is, or at least know what Lake Norman is. So, but he's there, Pabs, I think, to bring that average up. He's gonna be the new what's the boy? Spencer Hubbard, man. He's gonna be the new Spencer Hubbard.
Yeah. That's what's up. Nah, I mean, not really familiar with his game, like I mentioned. So I don't really have a lot to say, but glad to have him on the team. I'm sure he's gonna play a role in whatever that is, on or off the court. Glad that he's on board.
Yep, he's gonna be the DD for the parties and shit.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna move right on to Theodosiou. A little more to talk about with him, just because not that he's gonna get significant tick or minutes or anything like that, but I think this is somebody that's going to help out your scout team a lot. He's somebody that is, experienced in college basketball, has been a starter for a couple of seasons. He, let me pull his little info sheet up. Started out at Wyoming as a freshman, transferred to, Loyola Maryland, in the Patriot League. Has played there the last 2 seasons. He's got 2 years left technically with the 5th year, senior eligibility this year as a 4th-year player, but has an extra year left. He's a good ball handler, not a great shooter. Surprisingly, a lot of these guys that come out of the mid-ranger ranks and stuff, you would, especially that go from mid-ranger to high major like this, you'd expect them to be really good shooters. He's not a great shooter. I think he shot I want to say his junior year shot 35% from three. Last year he shot 29% from three. Not even a good free throw shooter. 69% free throw shooter last season. This past year at Loyola Maryland. So again, a good scout player, decent size, will give some of your guys hell in practice. He's that type of guy.
Yeah, definitely a scrappy dude. You know what I mean? Who can actually play? You know what I'm saying? He can actually hoop. Not saying that the other guy can't hoop. I
Right,
just
right.
wasn't really familiar with the other guy, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm not that familiar with the deal. However you say his name with JT,
Theodosic.
you know what I'm saying? But at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same time, you know what I mean? I think he's gonna also play a role, and you know, he's
Mhm.
gonna have his hand into, you know, developing guys. You know, like you said, practice guy. He's gonna
Yeah.
play hard against him. He's probably gonna be the one that's gonna be on offense, you know, making it appear as if he's somebody else, and that he's gonna play that type of game, and you know, on the scout team. So welcome
And this is a
aboard.
dude who's got coach written all over him for his future.
Yeah,
From everything we hear about him,
for
really,
sure.
really high IQ type guy, knows the game really well. Can see the game really well. It's just, he's got his limitations physically and everything else, but um, so this might be somebody you see down the road be a part of John Shire's coaching tree in terms of player development, some stuff like that. I think he's got that. His dad, his pops played. He was an international player, I believe. They're from Canada. He's playing on Canada's U23 3-on-3 team right now at the Youth Nations tournament. So, he's at least balling over the summer with some other competition outside of Duke. So it's good to have him aboard.
For sure, for sure. Definitely good to have him on board. Welcome to the
Yeah.
team.
So as you see, this is why we don't do a separate show for those dudes, because
Yeah.
just quick mentions. But this
Yeah.
one I want to talk about a lot more. I think there's a lot of discussion to be had around Max Meyer,
Sure.
particularly if he would redshirt this year or not. Before we get into all that, and I'm gonna let you start in just a second, Pabs. We're gonna talk about just some of um his measurables and things. 7 foot, 215. He played at IMG this past season. So he had some good development. I think, was he there for 2 years or just the one?
I believe just one, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. I believe it was
Another
just one.
Canadian, number 119 in the class per 247. Number 17 center in the class, according to their composite rankings, and that's after the class and everything is solidified, and some of the guys who reclassed and everything kind of came in late, because I think he was 104 at one point and the number 16 center in the class, but that's obviously changed. He was a gold medalist in the FIBA U18 games. They beat the U.S. squad. He was a key part of that. We'll talk about all that in a minute. We actually got some film from that game that we'll kind of look over, and kind of use that as for educational purposes. Use that to kind of talk about his game a little bit. He's from Toronto, 7'3" wingspan, 9'5" standing reach. This team, outside of John Blackwell, this team has got a lot of dudes with some wingspan and stuff like that, which is helpful, especially the way John likes to play defense. So he's been looking for that big center for a while. He kind of got one here with Maxime Meyer.
Yeah, nah, for sure. He's a guy who actually has the potential to see some minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if not this year, you know, next year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Good player, great hands, good footwork. I think some of the things that he needs, some areas he needs to grow in. Pause. You know what I'm saying? It's just foot speed,
Mm-hmm.
lateral movement. He's got to get a little stronger, but you
Yeah.
know he can block shots. He has a nice he has nice form on his shot. You know what I mean? He can
Mm-hmm.
stretch the floor a little bit. I mean, I don't expect him to step out and shoot no threes or nothing like that, but he got, you know, good right and left jump hook.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's physical, and
Right.
he's just one of those guys that isn't going to back down. He's going to come in, do his job, then he's out the game. You know what I mean? Grab
Yeah.
a couple rebounds, block some shots. You know, play real
Mm-hmm.
good position defense, and just, you know, just rotate in and out the lineup if he comes in. But you know, and there's no more red shirts, so obviously he's not red shirting.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, and I think that was kind of the talk about him before all the red shirt stuff kind of went away or whatever. That he would be a candidate to redshirt. I never thought he would anyway, because there would be no point in it, I don't think,
yeah,
especially in this age where guys are transferring, everything else. Like, if you're not playing for a team within the first 2 years, you'll be gone anyway. So why even
sure.
bother with a redshirt if you don't think that you're going to utilize him, this year or the following season either? I think like you mentioned, I think his development is definitely going to be longer term. He kind of just hit the scene the past couple of seasons. He had a good 3SSB tournament last summer. Acquainted himself there pretty well. 9 points a game, eight boards a game there. I think he averaged like 3.5 offensive boards in the 3SSB league. So definitely good offensive rebounding. You saw that in the FIBA tournament. You saw that in some of his IMG games. He's a good player. You mentioned lateral movement being one of the things that you want to see it get better with him, of course, obviously. That's anybody his size, but I think he does have some good movement skill for somebody that big and that kind of raw. Definitely needs to add some strength and weight. He gets moved off his base pretty easily. We'll talk about that in a little bit and show some footage of that. His stamina, that's one thing I definitely want to see get better with him.
I definitely think
a lot of his work was done early in games. Yeah.
Definitely
he gets
needs to
winded
get in
quick.
better shape for sure. And you mentioned something too, something similar. I was talking about when we were talking about Boumtje. You know, he stands upright a lot. You know what I mean? And that's why he's getting pushed off his base a lot. You know what I mean? He's got to get lower. He's got to get those legs stronger, you know, and all the power is going to come from your legs, you know what I'm saying, on defense. So, you know, he's got to learn how to play lower. And I think he's going to learn all that stuff. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be taught that stuff at Duke, where defense is prioritized. So, and that's, you know, that's the good part about, you know, development. You know what I mean? We talk about all this development stuff at Duke. One thing at Duke is you're going to learn how to play defense. So you're going to be NBA ready by the time it's time for you to go to the NBA.
That's for sure.
You know, guys who didn't even have a defensive profile nowhere in sight come to Duke, and they actually, you know, turn into defensive guys. You know, guys like Isaiah Evans.
Isaiah is the perfect example.
Nobody even would ever mention in the history of him playing defense. You know what I'm saying? And he left Duke an excellent defender. So
to the point where he might be a 3-and-D guy his first few years in the NBA.
For sure.
That might be what helps him stick and get that second contract. But back to Meyer, one thing I do want to talk about, we hadn't mentioned it really yet, is his passing ability. I think you mentioned him being able to stretch the floor. He doesn't do it in the way that you would think of, like, you know, some of these other centers that can hit threes or whatever, like you said. His ability to stretch floor starts with his passing. His Canadian team used him a lot in the high post to kind of help set their offense up, get it to they had some really good wings and guards on that team, and get it to those guys and open things up for them and open up the basket for them so they could drive. That was one thing that Canadian team was so strong with, was the drives. And this Duke team is going to be good at getting the ball to the rack. So I think anytime he steps on the floor, he can at least play that high post that Duke likes. So you're still not clogging things up for Cam, for, you know, Boumtje, those guys, even for Pat. Not that they play at the same time, but, you know, he allows things to kind of stretch out a little bit with that passing ability.
Yeah, no, for sure. Glad you mentioned that, because I was going to browse right over that. But I think he can do some things. A lot of things that we saw Big Pat do last year with Cam, he can do those things. You know what I mean? He uses, you know, they can use him as a connective piece, as a ball mover, connective mover, you know, whatever they call it, you know what I'm saying, through his passing. And that's one of the things that is going to open up a lot of stuff for Duke if he's on the court. You know, this is we're talking strictly, you know, if he plays, you know, significant minutes or something like that. I think for him to play significant minutes, though, I think we're going to have to deal with injuries. So
unfortunately, somebody have to get hurt. I think anywhere between 5 and 7 minutes a game for him. And about, you know, 20 games and 20. If he gets 5 to 7 minutes in 20 games this season, I think that's a success. I think that
for sure.
That's a success. That's the most you can ask for out of him right now, without saying, like you just said, without an injury or something else like that, or just really just unexpected, somebody just playing terribly or doing some dumb stuff or whatever. Like, he shouldn't really see. There's no reason for him to see a lot of time on the floor, which is okay. Like, nothing wrong with that. He's got to develop anyway. So let him get some stuff under his belt, because next year we're going to need him. Pat will most likely be gone. We're going to need a center next year, at least for depth anyway, depending on who else we bring in and stuff. But he would really help next year with that depth role.
Yeah, no, for sure. And just to, you know, kind of stay on the topic about his passing or whatever, you know, just watching his tape and stuff and watching him at IMG, when he's passing the ball, he looks confident when he's passing the ball. He doesn't look really weird. You know what I mean? He's catching the ball, turning and facing, and like actually dropping dimes. And, you know what I mean? He's telling guys to cut and doing different things. So I think that's one of the things that, you know, I kind of liked about him or whatever. I don't expect a lot of points from him, but I expect him to generate some points when he's out there, you know what I mean, for his teammates. So
absolutely. I'm gonna throw a couple of highlights up here while we're talking about him.
All right.
But yeah, that's one of the things I noticed, especially in the FIBA games, watching those when we were trying to scout him when they were going on. We were watching those games kind of closely too, just to see what we had in Maxime Meyer coming in. One of the things I noticed with him was when Canada had him, especially against the USA, on the floor, everything was so much different from them. It's one of the highest compliments you can pay a player who is a role player like he is that when you're on the floor, you make the team better. And he truly does make the team better when he's on the floor. Their post defense was so much better. They didn't have really another backup center after him. They had a couple bigger dudes, but they're more like power forwards, stretch power forwards at that. But he was always able to come into the game and just affect things positively from the post position. As you can see right here, be able to catching down low when they need an easy two, some post defense, rebounding, little things like that. We had already mentioned the passing and such.
He's just one of those guys that, man, like you could fit him in almost any offensive scheme simply for the fact that he's like he understands his job. He doesn't try to do too much.
Yes.
He's always in the right position, bro. Like he's never out of position. He's doing the little things like boxing out when guys are shooting 3-pointers. You know what I'm saying? Going to get the rebound, not just looking at the ball. He's actually going to get it. Closing out with high hands, and just causing some trouble for people. Look at that. He's hard hedging. He hard-headed, then recovered.
And you see the seal too. That's one thing.
Yeah,
I know we got some film with Boumtje-Boumtje not doing this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back. Like, look, watch on this. I'm gonna try to go back to that play. Let me see. Did I miss it? Here we go. Let me see. I might have gone too far. Right there. Watch him. Watch as he boxes out, and then there's another play off a pick and roll where he just seals. But you see him down here boxing out,
and he understands what to do too, because that was a hard hedge by him. Then he hustled back to go put a body on the guy that had the position for the offensive rebound, and then he boxed him out. So that's good stuff. You know what I mean? That's good stuff.
He works along the baseline well. He's always available. He's like the perfect teammate because, like you said, he's not demanding the ball. You don't got to run game through him or anything. He's a supplementary piece to the fullest. Just fundamentally sound, knows the game. He's always going to make the right play, going to make the best play for his team, as best as he possibly can. He's a great teammate. People like playing with him because of that. Like they know that, all right, Max has got the cleanup. I can do whatever I want to do out here on the offense and defensive side. He's going to clean things up. So that's. I mean, it's fun to play with dudes like that, man. When you know somebody's got you, it makes your life easier.
For sure, and there's nothing flashy about him. He's just like, basic stuff. He's not doing anything fancy. He's just playing his role, very fundamentally sound, and then he's just there to win the game, bro. And he affects the game in all positive ways. I'll just say that.
Yeah. So let's go look at some of his FIBA work. I got a couple clips just that I've kind of isolated that we can go over. We'll start here right around 9-minute mark in the game, very early in the game. Like I mentioned before, you'll see his movement potential early in this game, and then the rest of the game he's very sluggish. I mean, this was almost a 1 month tournament. They played a lot of games, a 2 week tournament, I should say. They played a lot of games. By the end, dudes were tired, and he's susceptible to that. But you can see he got really heavy leg towards the end of this tournament and towards the end of this game in particular. But early in the game, you can kind of see some of his movement potential. But right here, you see him setting that high screen, rolling down, easy on the roll. I love the seal.
Boom.
Just fundamentally sound type plays, man. He just makes those fundamental plays. Would like to see him. By the way,
they should have passed him the ball on that play too.
They should have. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, his guy.
Because he was open on there. They missed him a couple times in this game on those rolls.
Look at him.
Yeah,
dead to rights right there.
That's the perfect space. That's exact spacing you want off a pick and roll. You want that. That's where the point guard
6'6" guy on him.
Yeah. The point guard just throws it right there to that to the semicircle.
And the help defense is all out of sorts right there.
All out of the way, man. That's Taylor Kenny over there, just way out of the way, man.
Yeah. Damn Kansas player.
But yeah, man. And then he just maintains that seal. That's Aiden Diggs that he was on, by the way. That was guarding him right there, off that pick. But one thing I would have liked to see was that he continued to hold his position. That's one thing. Obviously, he had to get out of the lane, so he didn't get a 3-second call. But
shout out to Javion Tyndale, the little point guard for Canada.
Tyndale's good, man.
Problem. That's him right there. Blow by.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes that goes to somewhere like.
I think he had like 19 on the USA. He goes to damn. I wrote an article.
Where did he assign?
I got some quotes from him. I know he's from what is it? I can't remember the city in Canada that he's from, but he goes to how am I forgetting this, bro? Is he at Mount Verde? I want to say Mount Verde.
Yeah.
I want to say he's at
class
Mount
27.
Verde.
He's not Mount Verde.
Yeah, he's a beast though. He's a problem, bro.
Yeah,
he
plays from Mississauga.
Mississauga. Same place as RJ.
Same place as RJ. Yep.
Yeah, RJ Barrett. He and that's crazy because that region over there, bro, and Mississauga, bro, they got so many hoopers,
Talent
bro.
rich.
That shit
Talent
is
rich.
crazy, bro. They got so much talent there. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's definitely got some work to do as a screener. Max Meyer. You'll see on this play right here. He kind of gets bulldozed out of the way
He just
by
looked tired.
smaller player. Yeah,
You see
already,
how
man.
hard,
2 minutes
see
in the
how
game.
high he stands up though. But you can
Yeah,
tell when he's tired because he's not rolling hard.
Right.
He's kind of just walking around and he's just setting screens. He's really high. You see him right there. Boom. Even though he's in the dunker spot right there. But had he not been tired, he just dunks the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Up,
but
right?
he's
exactly
tired, so he's trying to put it on the floor and go to the other side and trying to be cute. And it's like, bro, the dude guarding you was like 6'8". Just go up on him. So.
And
Even though that turned out good for him, but shit.
Right, 2 minutes into the game, man.
Yeah.
2 minutes into the game, bro. So yeah, that is definitely going to be an area that he's like him and Preston Green are going to be getting to know each other because
look at him at the free throw line. He looks tired.
He's pulling on the jersey, man. Anybody pulling on his jersey at the hips like that, they are tired, bro.
Yeah, he's tired, bro.
They are tired. And like I said, the American Cup was about what, a 2-week tournament, I believe, 2-3 week tournament. So they played a lot of games, especially they made it to the final. They played a lot of games. If you see his highlights, you can see like his movement is definitely better earlier in the tournament. He got gassed, but you know what, man? Like when you play an NCAA tournament and stuff, long season, you got to be ready, man. So that's something he's gonna have to work on. Good free throw shooter, by the way. I think he shot almost 80% from the free throw line.
Yeah, he definitely has a good stroke. Pause.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
You see him there on that play, just kind of staying with the play. He was staying with his man off that roll. He was able to hold that passing lane, and he was able to step over if he was needed for that shot block. Good fundamental player, man. He is going to be in the right spot when things are kind of set up. When it's not in transition, stuff like that. When things are kind of set up, he's tough to deal with because he's going to be in the right spot on you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like here's a good steal from him. Another good play right here. Reading the play. Again, you can see the movement potential. Legs got wobbly on him as soon as he got the steal, but you can see the movement potential, man. If he can maintain that agility and that athleticism he has, along with getting stronger as a player, that bodes well for him later on, man. Because the size is there. All the size stuff is there. 7'1", 7'3" wingspan, 7'9", 5" standing reach, that type of stuff. Really good player, man. Really good player.
For sure.
Really good. I should say a really good prospect and profile. I think there's definitely some work to be done for him, mainly on the physicality side of the game, because he knows the game.
Yeah, sure. He definitely knows how to play. He knows his position. He knows his, where he's supposed to be at on the court and everything. It's just a matter of, I think he's capped as far as talent goes. So he's got to get better in some other areas to, just improve and just make himself more effective.
Let's see. This is the end of the first. I'm trying to. Yeah, there he is. He's checked back in the end of the first. I know he makes a couple decent more plays here. Wanted to get right back to it.
He's the drop man on the pick and roll. Yep. Okay, that's good stuff. He's playing drop defense on the pick and roll. That was good. That was good. He stayed with it.
I like that.
Kind of deterred everything. Gave that guy no room to drive. Yep. So he blew that up, and he kind of stuck with his man too. So he guarded 2 guys.
You see that all game. Whenever the U.S. made a run, he was out of the game. This game in particular. Whenever he came back in the game, U.S. stalled hard because Anthony Grant wanted them playing pick and roll. He had them playing a lot of pick and roll stuff, a lot of NBA sets, and Max was blowing those things up because he's got the length to be able to stay in that passing lane and stay with his man, but he also has that length and size to be able to stay, especially if you're not spreading that defense out. He can stay right there with his man, and with you at the same time if you're coming off that pick.
Yeah, but he also knew that shout out to the coach from Canada because they knew he didn't have no fours or no centers that could step out and shoot. Right. So he just like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna play drop defense, drop coverage. Yeah.
Exactly, man, and it worked. It worked well.
Yeah.
But I love this play right here. He's playing some perimeter defense here. They try to get him in the switch.
There you go.
Switch him high. Okay, but nope, he's able to hang. He's able to stay, recover, and then in position to rebound.
There you go.
They hit the shot obviously, but he's in position to board on that. So I like that kid, man. Josiah Jervis. I like him a lot. Going to Michigan State.
Yeah, he's nice.
He'd hoop. We'll see him this year in the Champions Classic. Let's see what we got here. A couple more looks. I want to get to some of his perimeter defensive work in the second half in just a second, but I just really like how he holds position. He's able to switch. He rolls. He plays defense back in the lanes, the off the picks, the passing lanes, the driving angles. He knows the game, man.
Yeah.
Has some limitations, on athletically and physically and stuff, but he knows the game. That's never in question. Let's go to the 28-minute mark because he has some good looks on defense here in the second half that really, again, kind of helped Canada not only stay in the game, but get the lead, hold the lead whenever he was in the game. Again, moving off that pick, just staying in lane, man. He maintains his lane so well.
There you go.
He doesn't hold position well. He saw him lose position there, but he was able to recover.
For him not to be like a super strong guy, he plays really physical.
Mm-hmm.
He's really physical. He'll put his body on you, and he'll just he's definitely scrappy, for sure. He'll definitely put his body on you and start to wear you out.
Yep. He's the
That's
type
good
of,
defense right there.
It would have been awesome to have him last year against Terrace Reed
for
against
sure,
UConn, man. Because I think Reed would have got some points on him. He would have got to the line on him or whatever, but
we just needed bodies for Terrace Reed.
Yeah,
we needed bodies.
Like 5 fouls, man.
We needed somebody that's physical that can go over there and just really make a difference.
Right, and that's that's what
I would have been. We would have been straight if Big Pat was healthy. I mean, that's
right.
easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he can guard Terrace Reed, but
no,
he would have made it a lot difficult for Terrace Reed because Terrace Reed was balling.
15-minute stretch, man.
Terrace Reed was balling.
Yeah,
sure.
15-minute stretch, he would have come in and just given some problems just with that size alone, man.
Mm-hmm.
That size alone and being able to play positional defense the way he does, I think that would have been nice to have. But we'll have it this year, so that's good. A good counteract to this season, especially with the way that this team has been building depth. Like, here you go. Here's him on the perimeter. I wanted to highlight this because you get him into a switch. Look, he's able to stay within 3 steps. Like, he might not be quick. You might be able to get him laterally or whatever. But if you're going to the lane, he's going to turn his body on the right angle. 1, 2, 3 steps. Got your shot block. 3 steps to Kenny's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. 3 shots to his 5. You know what I mean? So that's the part. That's the part you can't teach. It's that size and that ability to read the game. That stuff is hard to deal with. And that's what I think makes him valuable, especially the way John likes to play defense. Anytime he's in a game, teams are gonna be like, let's get a switch on him. If he can do stuff like that, in the college game, even just a little bit, man, that's helpful. I wanted to get another look at him on the perimeter. There he is right there. You see him at the free throw line.
Oh, yeah.
They're trying to extend things right there a little bit, looking for the switch again. Let's switch on to him again. Nope. The shooting big.
That's a great closeout, though.
Big. Look at that closeout, dude.
Great closeout by him.
Look at that closeout, and he takes the bump, too.
And it's great. Look at the closeout. Boom. Great closeout.
Bump,
that
takes
is
it, boom.
Great defense, and then he's straight vertical on
straight
defense.
Up.
That right there is purely a player understanding their limitations as far as athletically, but just sticking to the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That's great shit right there by Maxime Meyer. Shout out to you, Maxime Meyer. If you see this, you all right, boy. You all right.
Yep. And that's what I mean, man. Like, A, that's why I was like, I don't know that he's going to redshirt simply because it doesn't matter anymore. B, I think there are some things that he can give this team in a pinch if we really, really need it. Like you said, if Pat goes down and if Sharnowski goes down, if any of those dudes go down, man, he's going to be able to come in, I think, at the 5 and at least give, lower quality AACC teams some tough games. And if you're playing a really good team and his job is simply to go out and just play defense, I think if you tell him, you go out here and stick to this man for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, he will do that for you.
He'll do that for you. He's going, and that's the thing about players like him. He's going to do, you know what I'm saying, whatever you tell him to do. You know what I'm saying? He's going to do whatever you tell him to do, and he's going to be effective at it. And if he's not effective, he's just going to foul the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that you ain't that effective. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, this is a great. I wanted to highlight this play right here. Good example of him. sealing off the pick. Again, another play. They should have got the ball to him, but this team wasn't really looking for those types of passes. But good seal, but unable to hold that spot. And that's kind of the two things in one. His ability to roll and play that pick and roll, but then the inability to hold his position. Great seal right there, had him, and then lost his position quick. So another Michigan State player right there too, by the way. Really good player. But yeah, man, I like his game, man. I really do. I don't think he's not a nothing burger. He's
for sure.
He's gonna be somebody whose job is gonna be to come in, you know, give another 5 some hell for a little bit, and then sit down, man. And you need those types of dudes when you have a team as talented as this team.
For sure.
You need somebody who's gonna A, push, B, be an example, right? Like he might take somebody's minutes because they're out there on the floor bullshitting. You know what I mean?
For sure. And he's just one of those guys that's just gonna hustle for his shit, bro. He's not coming there expecting, hey, I'm a superstar and all this stuff. He just like, I'm just gonna play hard, and wherever wherever the chips fall, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So he's the type of dude like that, because he isn't supremely talented, but he definitely good enough to play though, man.
Absolutely, man. Sure. Absolutely. And you're not gonna look at him and say, you know, this, like, you watch him and you're not gonna be impressed just on an initial viewing. But if you're watching him to scout him, if you're watching him to like really see how he's affecting the game, you're gonna notice those things. You're gonna notice A, his team is better when he's in the game. B, he makes all the right plays. He gets himself in the right positions at the very least. And most of the time he's gonna make the right play because he's there. And if he can't make the right play, it's because he's gassed and probably needs to come off the floor for a little while or something. And that's kind of where it sits with him, man. So if he can, he's one of those, like, Boumtje is one that is missing the strength and conditioning that probably really needs it, being as young as he is. I think Cam Williams is another guy who's really going to benefit from the strength and conditioning staff there at Duke with Preston Green. And I think Max Meyer really is going to be like one of them ones that if his body responds well to conditioning and stuff, like, you really got to steal out of that guy.
Sure. For sure. I agree with that. With you.
Yeah, man. But so that's an example, man, of the Coach's Corner player profiles, y'all. Like, y'all watched on YouTube, so if you're not on the Patreon yet, come over to the Patreon, man. It's free. Just come see what we do over there, man. We do a lot of this stuff. Got a lot of Coach's Corner stuff we do in season.
Throw that Boumtje article in the YouTube link bio thing.
Yes, yeah. I got the link from you, so I'll put that in the bottom of the thing. Absolutely, yeah. Make sure y'all check out Pabs' article with Joaquim Boumtje-Boumtje, big time article about a big time player. Facts. It's the definitive article on Boumtje right now, because I see some trash out there being written about this kid.
Yeah, real shit.
But anything else you want to say about the 3 guys we talked about, Pabs?
Nah, man, just welcome to Duke, man. Just go out there, play your hearts out when you get in the game, and then practice, man, and earn your spot. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, wear that jersey with pride, and let's go Duke.
Exactly. That's the thing right there, man. Wear that thing with pride, man. You are now, a lot of people can't say it, man, and these dudes get a chance to say it. You are now a Duke basketball player, so take advantage of that. Go out there, great. Yeah. What you need. And that's what these guys are. Time is coming. I think that's going to come down the road. But for now, you know, hang in there, big fella. Do your thing. Get used to this college game and get to work, baby. With that being said, Pabs, we up out of here.
We out. Go Duke.
Let's go Duke, baby. We'll see y'all.